Morning, hunting fans. On this cool, crisp Saturday morning, we're down here at the river, and got my dad with me. We're gonna start phase one of the timber project. His dad was walking in. He's walking in towards my stand. He pointed something out right away. That is about as fresh gets. So there's Dad right there. Give a little wave, Dad. Yeah, he's right there. Smile, you're on YouTube. Alright, let's get inside the timber here. Okay, so sorry I didn't set up a tripod here with what we did. We kind of just jumped in and started cutting real quick. But basically, what phase one was basically all we're doing is just making it safe for us, so that way when I'm walking in the dark, I'm not gonna trip over something and get hurt, jam a weapon. Just kind of cleared some brush up, made a decent path. Can at least go that way now. Cleaned up some stuff and went now. Because remember before, down through the center where I was crawling over trees and stuff and thought I was going to fall and thump my head? Well, now we can walk right on over through here, no problem, because past years, this is usually the area I get my deer. Then there's the cameras. So, nice cool morning this morning. Seeing lots of rubs. We're gonna go do some more venturing around here. When my dad, old Papa Bear there, the old master hunter, when he gets going, he's the one I learned everything from. He's a sharp cookie when it comes to anything hunting or trail related or making paths and blazes and figuring out a timber. So spent a lot of time with him over the years doing this. My other camera, that's right over there. We'll walk over and I'll show you the path. Instant success. That attractant I put out and looking at my pictures, man, after dark that night the deer were right on it, so I'm gonna have to keep that stuff in mind. But I do have a decent little buck in the timber. I did get a view of him. But yeah, there's my that was a win. We'll call that. Here's my other camera. I'm gonna have to move it down though, because I got 3,000 pictures of the leaves blowing in the wind. But that was a success. I'll remember that stuff and I'll order more of it. They were on that stuff that night and it's all gone. We can walk up here real quick. Probably have 60 pictures of me by the time we get done, but this is where I piled it. Nothing left. So we'll say success on that one. So it's kind of beautiful morning this morning. Like I said, it got down to the first hard freeze. It was 25 last night, and walking through the timber here and the leaves are falling, and it's nice. We needed a nice. Let's get inside the timber here. About to be dive bombed here. Got a flock of Canada geese coming in over there, and there's duck hunters out on the river this morning. We hear them shooting. So we walked over towards the creek and we saw some ducks out there too. So they're activity this morning. All right, everyone. Quick little recap here on what I did down at the timber that day. like I said, phase one of my conservation program down there is just I went through and cut some paths. And of course, these paths made some trails and stuff. But the biggest thing was with these paths was for safety reasons, because walking in the dark, I usually don't use a flashlight unless I absolutely have to. If I have a good trail, I can follow the trail right into my stand. And I know this upcoming weekend there's going to be a full moon, so I'll have some natural light there to follow in. But yeah, other than that, unless it's super pitch black out and I can't see my hand in front of me, I try not to use a flashlight. I don't want to spook anything ahead of time. But yeah, the biggest thing is safety. I don't want to be tripping over anything in the dark. If you're carrying a weapon, you're gonna have knives on me, you just safety first. And another thing is deer kind of follow the path of least resistance, so they will follow these paths too. So if you make a couple nice paths, they'll follow them. I've had deer follow paths I've made in the past. So, and of course, everybody's seen, what's happened in front of my stand there. If I wish I had pictures from, the last couple of years before all this tree fall has happened. You used to be able to walk into that area in front of my stand pretty easily. So that's another thing, is if I get a deer and I drop it, 30 yards ahead there, I don't know how I would get it out. I'd have to go up and over stumps and down trees and stuff like that, and that's just not feasible. So I got a nice path. It's pretty much wide enough for two people to walk side by side. So a lot more to come on that. I'm not going to do any more now. It's time to hunt, and I don't want to disturb anything more than I need to. What I want to do is, after the first of the year, after hunting season, get in there with a skid loader or a small dozer or tractor and loader or something, and I'll cut all that stuff up into more manageable stuff, and we'll just put it into some piles off to the side, and that'll give even habitat, even though there's plenty of habitat down there, but stuff for smaller game to hide in. So there's that. While I was down there, I did get the result. Switch cards in my cameras. A lot of activity. I got some nice prospects down there this time. And another thing is on the new cam that I put down with the let's see here. Quick little review on the that attractant I put down. It was called Acorn Rage by Wild Game Innovations. I bought it off Amazon. I had it in 2 days. I couldn't find any attractant anywhere this time of year. It was sold out. I bought some other stuff off Amazon, but what I'm probably going to start doing is just maybe stockpiling it over the winter. Every now and then have a little bit extra money. I'll get it some lick blocks or maybe some more of this Acorn Rage. The Acorn Rage was a massive hit. Looking at my camera from the very first evening after I put it on, man, the deer were just absolutely on it, and they kept coming back to the same spot. So that's a good review. Perfect. I'm gonna continue to use that one in the future. And that's more or less. I was just kind of curious. I was really wanting to see what I had down there. I hadn't seen any bucks up until this last time. Crops are out. Bucks are starting to come back to the timber. It's been cool. They're starting to move. It's awesome. So I got all three cameras, I should say, downloaded. I got a small 3x3, a nice little 4x4, a nice big 4x4, and possibly, I don't know, I don't have a very good picture of him. He might be the elusive one, but a bigger deer. It was in the dark. He was way back in the distance. All you saw was his eyes, and he must have shook his head about the time the camera took the picture, because it did one of those kind of it's one of those wavy looking pictures. But anyways, hang out here. Let me get those pictures put up here, and I'll do a little voiceover, and we'll just talk about what I think of these deer and what we might do with them. Activity this morning.
Okay, everyone, we're going to start here with, we got a nice little 3x3. He's probably about a year and a half old. Now we're moving on to, here's some of the first pictures of the bigger 4x4s I got. He's nice and wide. That's probably at least a 2.5-year-old deer. These guys are going to be, there's him and then another fuller or a bigger 8-point. It's my hunter's intuition says, oh, hey, or I should say more like buck fever says, oh, hey, look at those 2 nice bucks. But my other intuition is that, you know, what I've been preaching as far as conservation goes is maybe I should let these guys go and let them be 3.5 and then grow maybe even 4.5 deer, and they're just going to be absolute animals. Here's the small 4x4. He's probably a year and a half old. Very nice looking little buck. He's definitely a passer. Here's some blurry ones I think that are the big 4x4. It's hard to tell. What I'm going to have to do is I'm I'm going to have to get out there and whoa, hi there. I need to get out there and see these animals in person. You know, I got statewide buck season's choice, so I have 3 seasons archery, November firearm, late season muzzleloader. I'm not by any means in any kind of rush to get a deer because I also have an either sex firearm tag for November, so I have all the time in the world. Here's some more pictures that I'm assuming is the big 4x4. It's very, like I said, these are very good pictures, but just not good enough. So I'm gonna get out and get out with my bow, and I would really like to see these guys in person. Crops are all out in the area, so that's not a problem. They're in the timbers, I know they are. And then finally, here's the blurry one. I think he's bigger. I don't know, but as far as that guys goes, thanks for watching, and make sure you, if you like it, hit subscribe.